So we are live. Hello, Moira.
Marie-SAndrine.
I'm so happy to be here with you to have this conversation about elegance of living and being.
Thank you.
So thank you so much to join me and to also be this invitation at the Elegance. We just have to look at the screen and receive from the place you are, from the space you be. So Moira, could you say to us what is the Elegance for you?
Like you say, it's a space. It's a space of being. Now you can't perceive yourself. You can't. You don't know what you be. So when Gary and Dane used to say to me, "You have an elegance of being," I was like, "What do they mean?" So I've looked for that, the awareness of that for quite a while, and it's basically being able to cut to the chase. No, I don't always cut to the chase. If you don't want to see something, you don't want to see it. But with other people, I can see very clearly what's going on, and I can often see what's being chosen, whether it's going to create or not. Or well, everything's going to create, but I can see whether it's going to create more or whether it's not going to go anywhere or whether it's going to create less. And with yourself, with myself, it's not always been as easy. And being autistic and having ADHD, it's you become everybody. So this is something that I am still exploring, the elegance of being. Yeah, so I know I be it and I don't always be it, and I'm exploring it.
Yes, and this is funny because many people have this definition about elegance and can put distance between them and elegance. So this conversation, it's also, yes, to explore what is truly the elegance of being and living and how much we can receive more about everything around us, about people offer this space of being and how much we can tap on it or be inspiring to bring that in our area too.
I think a lot of it comes from, I don't make too many things significant. I mean, apart from when I got extremely aware in access and I lost in feelings, I had no idea I was functioning from feelings. And I got very lost in that for a while. And to me now, what I look towards to step into that elegance more and more is look at what I'm choosing and is it creating more? And if it's not, I've had to work at giving myself work myself out of giving myself a hard time of it, which is awesome now. Not totally finished, but it's so different. So yeah, it's like if you look at nature, there's an elegance there where everything is about gifting and receiving and no point of view. So I've come on in leaps and bounds, and that's what my target is, to have absolutely no point of view and be what will create the most.
Yes, totally. And also with this elegance, what I can perceive, it's also create with ease, you know, don't make so much effort. It's Gary said that about the true elegance is to create the greater result with the less effort. And I totally love this definition.
Yeah. And again, a lot of that comes down to not having much of a point of view of, like, when, you know, COVID came and whatever, I had no point of view. And the whole way through, I've had no point of view. And I've actually enjoyed the change that's created with the earth and the time that I've had on my own. Being locked down has made me work more on myself and work more on creating my life. And I have loved it. So, and I have no point of view about Trump because I know that it'll all work itself out and the planet will be fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no point of view. No point of view about a lot of things that people have a point of view about. So that I'm immensely grateful for me for. So that adds to the elegance, like just not having been irreverent about a lot of things that people make really significant.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I don't even know how to put it into words. I don't know.
Yes, I perceive that because it's truly a space. And when you speak about that, it's like when you are this in this elegance of being and living, but you don't make think solid, but you are really like this acoustic wave. Things come and don't like stuck on yourself. It's just you can handle anything by
And I still,
yeah.
yeah, but absolutely. I think I probably have more of that going on than most people. I don't get flummoxed is a Scottish word, I think, by very much. I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. When Gary said, okay, we're going to shut the castle down for a while, I'm like, okay. I had literally no point of view about any of it. I'm just like, okay, everything's just like, okay, okay. And then you also have to look at what you do need to make relevant and work on and give energy to. So it's not just like, la la, okay, which I must admit there have been many times where I have functioned from that. But yeah, it's like making nothing so significant that you can't change it or you can't, move on and be different. Yeah.
And if we speak about the receiving, in this elegance, there is this capacity to receive of the wealth, to receive from the beauty, to receive for the object or for the people. Could you speak about that?
I have way more communion with the earth and things than I do people. I'm being honest. And that's changing a lot. For a long while, I was like this autistic thing. I was literally acting out other people's stuff. Like, holy shit, I just want to fight with this person, or I just want to blah, blah, blah. And I've had to come through all my stuff as well as working towards, like we all do, working towards, is that mine? Am I acting out my stuff here? So that's changed a lot. I've come on in leaps and bounds with that. So I have received from this chair, like, you know, I receive from things really easily. I receive from the planet. I receive from the universe. I love the birds singing. Like literally when Gary told me the first time, like you can receive the birds viscerally. Birds are, you know, part of their existence is healing. They're there and they heal. I was watching a stork on the top of a fir tree today, and the energy that it was contributing in such a large area, it was like, oh my God, that's a stork and one bird. And look at the energy that it's creating. So that stork was being, it's an elegance of being, it's just being, and it's creating a contribution that was a big space of contribution. Yeah, so I receive more from the earth, and I find it easier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't receive from people, but that's something that I've really had to work at, is receiving from people. And that is also includes receiving yourself.
Yes, totally.
So everywhere that I haven't been willing to receive myself, every day I wake up, okay, what can I step into being and receiving more today than I was yesterday?
Wow, this is a beautiful question.
Every day I do that, every day.
Yes, because as you said, when you receive more from you receive more from everything. And when I spoke about wealth, finally, wealth could be, yes, money and things have value, but also the wealth of the life, what we can receive from the life and have this wealthy way of living with everything around us.
Yeah, and the biggest wealth is knowing that that everything is possible, that you can change anything, and that you have possibilities that most people don't know that is available. That is true wealth. What's possible is wealth. Because I function from what for many years, you know, I've always had way too much money, but I didn't always have the wealth. I had shut myself down and was hiding behind my money and stagnating, not choosing to truly live. So that's what I've been working on every day, living more and receiving more. I have no point of view.
Yes, and that could be also a point of to start for people to receive the wealth. You speak about the wealth of ourselves and the life, and to also invite wealth with money and different thing, because this is a subject about receiving.
Yeah. When that's in place, when you have you and you have that joy of living, money comes. It's when you make everything solid and lock everything down that money can't come.
Yeah.
Money flows, like energy flows, you know. So if you have points of view about money and points of view about not creating it and points of view about everything, then you literally create that.
Yes.
So I guess you could say an elegance of being is never stopping the molecules of anything, freeing up the movement of energy and allowing matter to, yeah.
When you say that we can perceive bodies, when you speak about molecules moving, it's truly this nourishing energy. We can just lower our barriers and begin to receive and see what can show up just with receiving. Don't doing something to receive, but just receive and see what will show up.
Yeah. Well, you don't do to receive. You do to create what you would like, you know, if you have a target to, I don't know, like Gary has with Elegance, there's a lot of doing involved, but what is bigger and what is an absolute prerequisite to create that with elegance is the energy.
Totally.
The energy has to be in place first. It has to be a generative, creative, you know, yeah.
And when we speak about all this elegance and also this elegance versus woman, you know, I facilitated this class, it's a true lady. So I have this question, what is for you, Moira, a true lady with this conversation with elegance?
It is exactly that. It's stepping into having no point of view. I work on that every day. That's a book that you know, when Gary said, I'd like you to be the face of the castle and be Lady Moira, I was nowhere near being Lady Moira when he invited me to that. So, and moving to here, to Italy, was like, wow, it opened up my awareness dynamically. So we spend so much time avoiding what we're not comfortable with. And by doing that, nothing ever changes. And coming to Italy was like, showed me everything that I was hiding from myself, everything that I wasn't willing to be, everything that I was being that wasn't working. And I was like, okay, I'm changing this. And I know that I will. When I first met Gary and he showed me a level of kindness that is part of being a lady, I was like, I balked at it. It was way too intense. It was too much. It was like being burnt by fire. But I chose it then. I was like, no matter how long it takes me, I'm going to be that kindness. And kindness, as you know, doesn't always mean, you know, nice. It's about choosing and being what will create, being the catalyst that will create change for everybody. So that excites me. Being a lady excites me. I come from a very poor, poverty-stricken alcoholic, you know, anything that I never imagined that my target would be to be a lady.
I love it. Wow.
It's that kindness that's beyond this reality has inspired me. It's what I've always wanted, even though, you know, I didn't put it in the context of being a lady. It's something that I came in desiring. I came into parents that weren't there, nobody home, and they denied my being. They didn't know how to connect with themselves, let alone me. So I was hungry for that from the moment I came in. When I was 3, I was like, what am I doing here? I was so aware of that lack of connection, and I was like, why does nobody talk about what is? Why is everything like tiny and nobody's talking about anything? Like, don't they see that? Don't they, like, I was very confused. And morals, principles, and values. I mean, I got into so much trouble. Oh, I'll never forget one day when I was 6 or 7, I took an umbrella out of one of the neighbours' dustbins because I didn't have one, and I lived in a rainy, freezing country. And I ran home and I was like, Dad, it had one little spoke missing. And I ran home, Dad, look what I found. I've got an umbrella. I can go to school. And he was furious and told me to put that umbrella back in that bin. There's no daughter of mine, even though he was an alcoholic. There's no daughter of mine taking somebody else's rubbish because he didn't buy me the umbrella. Now, I had asked, but I knew there would never be money. An umbrella was a luxury that was like so far beyond what he would even ever consider buying me. But I remember being like, this is insanity. I could have an umbrella and keep myself dry, and he won't let me have it because it's somebody else's discards, you know? Yeah, so I knew very young that it wasn't going to work for me. This reality wasn't going to work for me. The unkindness and the insanity I could see. I watched all the neighbourhood and I was like, this is insane. I watched all the separation and the unkindness and I was like, I'm having something different.
Wow.
And for a while I chased money. I didn't know quite how to get that connection with myself. And I didn't believe that there were people on the planet like Gary and Dane. And you know, I was like, nah, that doesn't exist. So when Gary showed me that kindness, I was like, I really would like that to be real, but I've never seen it as real. So I'm not going to make it real. But now I do.
Yes. And thank you for sharing all these things, because this is also the invitation for men and women to step in something different when they are not in something work for them, and truly choose this space of lady and gentleman to create different future also.
Yeah. And it's very few people that desire it, Marie-SAndrine.
What else is possible?
Exactly. At the moment, what would it take for us to be infections of like that beauty and that elegance and that, invitation?
Yes. I wonder if we can make a clearing here, something so everything don't allow the true elegance, wealth of living and being show up in the planet Earth. We will destroy and uncreate it, please.
Yeah.
Right and wrong.
Yeah.
Good and bad, pack and pardon, anxious boys and beyonds.
Everything that doesn't allow you to have the awareness that you can function from that question and it can show up very quickly, you know. Just you always look for the beauty. Gary told me that as well, and I used to not do it. I'm like, but there's so much shit everywhere. And I'm not saying don't be aware of it, but always look to the beauty. I mean, like the stork on the fir tree, like just revel in the beauty of everything rather than put your energy into the not beauty.
Yes. And when you speak about that in this context of coronavirus, if every people begin to look at the beauty and not at the drama and the trauma and at this world they don't want to live in, but truly look through their own perception of what is truly possible, just to perceive that and begin to ask for it. What could we create?
Yeah. So ask, being able to ask for the awareness of being present enough to ask a question constantly of what can I receive, like from everything around about you, and always what question can I ask, and what can I be that's an invitation to everybody. Yes.
And we had this conversation few days ago in this conversation about being too much, and I remember this question you asked. It's in what world I would like to live, something like that, and that really
be what you would like to for the world that you would like to live in. Be that.
Absolutely. And since we had this conversation, for me there is a beautiful energy about we are the creator, about what we want to see, we can create it. So it's interesting to share that here too, for people can hear this conversation and yes, actualize we are the source of possibilities.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. So do you want to add something about this topic of elegance?
I don't know why it keeps coming up. It's been coming up a lot lately, like an awful lot. It's like when I first did an access class with Gary and Dane in London 17 years ago. Dane came up and said hi. He said, "Hi, my name's Dane. What's your name?" And I went, "Moira." made fun of it. He imitated me and went, "Hi, Moira," you know. And I'll never forget that because he still stood there and he didn't go away. And I was like, why is he still standing there? I just told him to go away, you know. So that is something that makes me want to cry. That's something that I've like stepped into. It's like, I won't go away when people judge. I'm just like, no, it's just bullshit. It's not who you are. And I don't mean that and be stupid about it and, you know, provoke people. I'm being aware of what Dane invited me to.
Yeah.
We can all be that. Sorry, I did not expect to cry.
Thank you for sharing that. It's so beautiful. What you speak about, it's what Dane share a lot right now too. It's your kindness can melt everything.
Yeah. And it's like not kindness from this reality being unaware. It's kindness from like what not making people's judgment real. And you have to not make anything personal. The where you put your attention always is what I want to be and create in the world. What am I going to make real?
This is so beautiful. Thank you. And what the elegance of sharing that and invitation you are. Thank you so much, Moira, for this conversation. It's truly a gift and an invitation for more for every people, every ladies and gentlemen will be there and see this conversation. And thank you so much. And could you perhaps remember when we can find you and everything you are doing around this kind of topic?
Yeah, Marie-SAndrine.com. I have classes regularly, a couple of months. They're on my website. The next one is what is starting to create your life? One of the things that I chose was to have money very easily, and I didn't have to work, and I didn't have to step into being more of me and challenge myself. So it's something that I have been doing for a while now, is creating my life from a very different space of just having money and just, yeah, I'll invest in that and I'll invest in that. It wasn't getting me to be more, you know. So what I've stepped into is creating. And I'm very aware of all the people who think they're lazy or they can't be bothered. It's literally where they don't perceive, they don't have enough of, how to put that into words, the very being to know that it's valuable enough to keep going and have more of them. When you have all of you, you have everything, because when you have all of you, you know you're connected to every molecule and that you know you can create. And that's one of the things I've been enjoying lately, asking for something that's, you know, that's quite small, but they're showing up immediately. And it's just basically, I've been asking the universe to show me fast and, you know, like almost like, you know, not prove, but prove, you know, just like, you know, I want to really show me you working in a way that is, how can I step into creating way faster and more?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I've been having things show up daily, like, oh, I asked for that yesterday, you know. And just like, you know, a certain food that I haven't been able to find, an idea, an energy, even a breed of dog. Like, I haven't seen that breed of dog for a long time. I wonder when I'll like see a breed of dog, and the next day I see that breed of dog. You know, little things where there's no solidity in the energy of asking. It's like, well, I don't have any, I'm not vested in that showing up, and I'm not solidifying it anyway, and I'm just playing. Universe,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love this place of playing with possibilities and be curious about what will show up. So
yeah,
yes.
So just for things that are just fun, just little things, you know, and then, you know, get that energy, and then ask for big things that has no, where you're not vested in it showing up, so you don't solidify it at all. So that's something that I gave up after I got multi-millions. I was like, I don't have to create. I don't have to expose myself to any energies that I find uncomfortable. I don't have to live, basically. I literally was not living.
Wonderful. So let's ask everyone for more elegance and more of you in your life. And as you said beautifully, if you have more of you said?
You have more of everything.
Yes, totally. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. All people are here and but Earth, and thank you. And yes, thank you for everything, Moira.
Thank
Have
you,
a
man.
beautiful day.
And you. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.